The question was, at what age do you recommend starting the young horse, specifically with the larger breeds?
1.5.
Yeah, go for it. Again, it's in general, and everything's in general. In general, I would think the spring of the 3-year-old year is a nice time to start the horses. Spring of the 3-year-old year. It's more common in Europe to start them at 2.5, but there's a lot of pressure on them in Europe to start them at 2.5. And I would say that a smaller horse that's fit and balanced and all that, if you want to start lunging at 2.5 towards the end of the year, you could do that. I'm more of a fan of 3. I just think they get a little bit more set up on their bodies and ready for things. When I had to do large groups of horses to start, and we had a mixture of stallions, mares, geldings, the whole 9 yards, we often did the mares first because I like to know what they were like to ride before I bred them. And then we would breed them 1 year and then see how they produced, and then we would decide if they were a riding horse or a breeding mare. But I think the riding helped me decide who I wanted to breed them to. So we always did the mares first when they were 3, before the breeding season started. And then we tried to breed them around May, April, May, something like that. So we had a couple of months under saddle. The stallions we would start earlier, like late 2.5, just because they had pressure on them to get them ready for inspections and things. So they'd start lunging at 2.5 with muscles and all those things, and then start riding them a little bit at 2.5 late in the year, and then back off in the winter, not even ride them. We'd work on the mares then, and then we'd start the stallions back again. So I had a few months to just take it easy. But again, if you have, specifically to a larger breed, I mean, big horses, I think we have to be careful. The joints are set up and things like that, but also don't let them get too mature because they're getting smarter and more powerful. So, I think starting horses correctly, you don't have to really work them that hard. You have to work them smart. And then once they're started, you can take a break again. I mean, 60 days or 90 days or something to know something, and then put them back out in the field again. That's time well spent, I think. And I think the thing we have to be careful about is that we think it's a continuation all the time. As soon as I start them, okay, we're going to keep going, and I've got all these goals, and I get excited, and I'm going to go take on this and take on that. Well, I think sometimes stepping back is a good thing. I mentioned that today with the first horse, with Lencia, with the 4-year-old. I was so proud of her. What a smart decision, just to give that horse a break after the national championships for a couple months. And he is a younger looking horse. He's not that mature yet. I thought that was just fantastic.